Monsieur, laisse-moi un café. Encore après, first of his name.
Il a pas de partie ABC ou ABC, ABC. Parce que là, il vous disait ABC.
Non. C'est ABC, LDC. Pourquoi vous parlez ABC, LDC, il dit que je lui ai demandé pour 6 ans des gens sur le terrain, mais lui, et dans les 24 communes, ils en ont 7.
Ok.
Il dit qu'en fait, eux, c'est qu'est-ce qu'ils font? Ceux qui font du recette, ils étaient pour les orphelins. C'est ça.
C'est merde.
So you mean I will just enjoy myself.
Just enjoy yourself.
I'm thinking, I will go get some food because it's my mikveh birthday today.
Oh, wow.
Alors, on mange pas à la vie.
Mazal Tov, Rabbi Pinchas.
Tu vas prendre Bassari?
Je vais prendre Bassari.
Ok. No cake. No cake.
Elle a vu le cake, t'es sûr?
C'est pas la vie.
Elle a dit?
Non.
C'est pas qu'elle a vu.
Ils ont coupé avec le poulet.
Non, on va dire quand c'est
Parce qu'il y a du chocolat.
le chocolat là, c'est le chocolat noir.
Si on fait mon père là.
J'ai mangé en tout cas. Avec une assiette mangée.
On va manger tout ça. Donc, Hachem, je pas
Donc, il va aller Chaim alors pour le.
poser.
For honoring avec une
Of course. It just came one time.
Yes.
C'est trop marrant. La raison vient après.
Non,
Et que le whisky il était déjà là. Pour une raison.
C'est ça préparer au kill.
J'anticipe.
C'est ça préparer au kill.
Le gars, il m'a demandé dans le magasin, c'est quoi la smicha? J'ai dit non, Hanouka Bite. En fait, c'était pas que ça.
Comme ça, on a le Kelly, il faut juste maintenant le entre.
Tout à l'heure, ils ont leur logo. Oh, mais j'ai pas besoin maintenant, mais je vais trouver ça après. Ça va beaucoup de critères, mais.
Le whisky que tu achètes,
Tu sais
c'est
quoi,
en fonction
moi,
d'un niveau supérieur.
vous m'avez perdu. C'est fini.
C'est pas du black, je sais pas quoi là.
Je l'ai été initié par mon beau-père. Donc c'est fini.
Non, Black Label, c'est quand t'es fauché. Tu vois?
Et tu sais que c'est même pas beaucoup plus cher. Hein.
Ah
non. C'est juste qu'il faut aller dans les magasins. Faut pas aller dans les McCollett, il faut aller dans les vrais magasins parce que les McCollett, ils te font des prix de ouf.
C'est pas qu'il est fauché. Ça provisionne dans des trucs commerciaux géants.
Ouais.
Tu me sers pas comme ça, hein?
Le whisky, c'est pas cher à la production. Ça coûte juste cher parce que voilà, ils font genre. C'est du blé. Hein.
On dirait les Congolais, c'est du bleu. C'est du bleu. J'ai pas de bleu, moi.
C'est du blé. Bleu.
Du bleu.
Là.
Qu'est-ce qu'il fait ça? Hier soir, toute la nuit, la belle-mère, non, hier, elle est sortie avec son fils.
Si c'était ma mère, hein. Hey, j'ai dit, t'as pas mis de crème ce matin, toi. T'es sorti.
J'ai pas encore mangé.
Qu'est-ce que ça?
sorti comme
Ça
ça.
n'a pas encore mangé. Ça n'a rien à faire. Ça n'a rien à faire avec.
Elle est tombée malade de toute la nuit, elle est malade.
Elle est malade.
Mais moi, j'ai compris, à chaque fois qu'elle va partir comme
Non,
ça.
non, je suis dit, à chaque fois qu'elle veut partir, je tombe malade.
J'ai dit ça à ma femme.
Elle doit partir quand?
Jeudi.
Non, à quelle heure?
Alors, qui va être là?
Il va être là.
On l'a amené à l'aéroport.
À quelle heure? No, dude, check that ticket. No, you know what you do? You go home. You say,
I told my wife,
you speak to her. You say, can I see the time of your flight? You don't tell her because I want you to leave. You just say it so she knows this guy is on me. He wants me to leave. She's going to pull another. She told me.
non,
Just leave.
non, mais matter of fact, I'm texting my wife right now.
Voilà, texte.
Maman, can you double check?
Non, you check. Faut leur mettre de la pression.
Non, moi, ok, je fais confiance à ma part. Can you double check?
Le mec, il va être devant la maison. Il va l'attendre.
Si je te vois vendredi soir.
Ose seulement. Comme il disait. Comme il dit, maman, faut oser. Maman, faut oser. Reste même. Faut oser, tu vois.
Et moi, je vois les États-Unis et tout ça, tu vois.
Tu vas partir aux États-Unis?
Ouais, j'ai un petit truc à régler. Personne ne va savoir quand je dirai, sauf ma soeur.
C'est un petit chien à gauche. Le petit chien était comme ça. C'est juste la tête du gros chien, c'est tout son corps.
Chaque fois, je dis à mon père, papa, j'ai peur des chiens. Mais pourquoi tu as peur des chiens? Toi, tu es déjà un chien.
Ok. Oh, the Bechila, we disturb only you limo du guest.
No, it's okay.
Tell to people.
He's a gentleman.
No. Let's approach it from a different angle. What did we learn a few minutes ago? Tzadikim, tzadakot, shalom lekulam, Shavua Tov. My sincere apology, just a bit of a delay. We are just sorting out a few technical matters here. So we will resume in a minute.
You're online, huh?
I'm online?
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. Okay. Then I.
Maybe write a message in the group, say you're online.
Okay.
C'est qui l'a fait?
C'est Rachel. C'est quoi déjà? Pardon. La colata blanca ressemble à Quiranda. Jimmy Weston.
Do I have got a candidate here online now? I don't see
No, there is people on the Facebook.
on the Facebook. Okay, all right. I start. Welcome to our limud. It's our custom to study halacha, even if it's just one. So we learn halacha under Parashat VaYeHi. We are really behind of the schedule in terms of the Parashiot of the Torah study, but it's not about being fast. It's about being steady in our learning. Last week we ended halacha with halacha Dalet. under Lech Lecha, according to Ben Shchai. We go according to Ben Shchai. Not that we do not read other books, but our Masoret is that of, or Mesorah, is that of Ben Shchai. So we continue with Halachot. Halacha. No, we covered Halacha Hey too. We go according to Halacha, not according, but yeah. We start with Halacha Vav. It reads as follows. The page of this Halacha is in the group. It reads as follows. According to our teacher, the Arizal. This is Ari Kadosh. One should buy everything one requires for Shabbat on Friday, so that the sanctity of Shabbat should descend upon them. This is a very profound teaching. Not that I am you need, or what is this? What is demeaning other sages' teaching? It's just because I am following this Masorah of Ari Kadosh. Ari Kadosh give us an idea that the sanctity of Shabbat is not, it's not only environmental. This is the idea. Not that this is the idea, this is the implication. But it is also in terms of the world of vegetation, the world of trees. Because the bread, as we give, according to the bracha, we give it to the bread. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Again, when we look at the fruits, when we look at the vegetables, from the earth, from the trees, from the earth. Halacha even says that if you made a mistake by reciting Adama while you have got a fruit, do not go back. Do not go back to recite appropriate bracha. Why? Because the tree grows from the earth. But it's not an excuse that we shouldn't learn the appropriate bracha for each and appropriate thing we consume. So the sanctity of Shabbat, according to that passage of that halacha, seems to have a influence, or it looks that it affect the sanctity of Shabbat, affect the fruit or anything, any food that you buy for Shabbat. The question is, how? We know that if you must know this by now, that Botzina Kadisha level of teaching Torah is that everything in this world is a mixture of both Tov and Verah. What is translated as good and evil. Evil is not bad when it is on its own. But the moment you mix it with something else, with the opposite, or either way, it becomes problematic. So we are in the world of Berur, or the world that is characterized by division and multiplicity. Everything must be on its own. But this does not mean, because this is the idea, many people or other nations have created the so-called segregations. Apartheid, for example. that, well, it's not us who created apartheid. They justify the action of man. Or their action. It's not because it's not us. It's God who created the separation. Again, human race is just one. Whether you play by the ignorant game or not, human race is one. So, Halacha continues. Let me not go further. I could, but let's finish Halacha. Halacha continues. But if there is no sufficient time to buy and prepare everything on Shabbat, one may buy on Thursday. If Yom Hashishi, it become a problem, or not it become a problem. Maybe you are too much occupied, or you see that, well, there won't be any time. So Halacha requires you to do all your things on Yom Hamishi, on Thursday. In other words, just as like we have learned in the previous Ilumudim, that technically after Chatzot, midday, on Yom Hashishi, meaning on Friday, on the 6th day, you shouldn't be engaged. You shouldn't engage yourself into any other thing. We shouldn't get into Shabbat into rush. Also with rush, we should resolve that my human effort that I am required by Halacha, that I'm required by the mitzvah of honoring Shabbat or observing Shabbat, I should be in that mode. We will see, best of Hashem, in our main mode, this very same aspect. Halacha continues, thus, even though one should buy meat on Friday, one may buy and they clean the innards on Thursday, as they require much more work. But bread, the mainstay of the Shabbat meal, must be baked on Friday. Even people who buy bread every day should still bake bread themselves on Friday. Halacha continues, so that the women may take challah from the door. Some women are accustomed to give something to charity before taking challah, before lighting a Shabbat light, or lighting the Shabbat light, and before the mikveh ritual immersion. Let me just let's take us one more halacha zayin. One should not prepare less than 2 dishes for Shabbat meal. One should not prepare less than 2 dishes for the Shabbat meal. And if one is accustomed to eat 2 dishes on weekdays, one should add at least 1 more dish. Fish is considered an important addition to any Shabbat meal. Many concepts in this halacha. Many concepts. Many deeper concepts. Why do you need to bake the challah on Shabbat? I mean, not on Shabbat. I beg your pardon. On Yom Hashishi. Why? Remember, there is a midrash rabbah, and there are probably other midrashim that say Adam Arishon was created exactly on that day. Was created on that day, and he was considered as the color of the world. The color of the world. Why on that specific day? Remember when it says also 6 days, I mean, on 6 days. The Torah tells us that the world was created in 6 days. But you know, for those who follow the modim of the different rabbis of Bozina Kadisha, we know that when it comes to 6, we know what we are talking about. Za. Talking about Za. May not be the subject of now, but remember that this halakha full of many concepts that I'm too sure that many of you have learned through time about, or you have got an idea about the ideas advanced in this halakha. Halakha Zayin, it went on to say, it gives us the idea that what I am accustomed to do during the 6 days of the week, when it comes to Shabbat, I have to be extra more, so that there is a difference between the whole, the mundane days, and the holy of Shabbat, or the holiness of Shabbat. When you look at the Torah, all the days have got partners. But on Yom Revi'i, the 7th day, the Torah did not use the same word used when it comes to other days. What are these words? Erev v'boker, Yom Echad, Yom so. But when it comes to Shabbat, the 7th day, we do not see any partner there. But yet, does not mean that is what the Torah, or that is only where the Torah ends. We know that Israel is a partner of Shabbat, meaning Israel is the groom and the Shabbat is the bride. Meaning Israel being Za, number 6, is the bride, is the husband. And when he is welcoming he is welcoming Shabbat, meaning the last day of the name Havaya, he is elevating that Shabbat from the world where it has been for 6 days of the week. It's not ordinary the way it sounds. I think again on Halacha Zayin, it speaks about fish. We know about fish now. We know about the fish. Fish, how do I spell fish in Hebrew? Nah? Dag. Correct. Just as like Rabbi, one of my rabbanim here said, the fish in Hebrew is called dag. What is dag? Dalet. In the Gimel. Pardon me. In the Gimel. סליחה לי. Is Dalet. So why am I so fast today? Dag in Hebrew, a fish in Hebrew is dag. What is this dag really imply? What do you see in that word? Because the gematria value of the two is 7. 7 days of the week. 7 planets, or Kochavim, Ana Bekor, the Shefa, 7 kings, 7 midot, are all included, all alluded to in that word. Dag, meaning not only the word, but the gematria value of that word. That being said, it's not the subject of now. We will best with Hashem. With the time, you will get to catch up, to grasp what are truly behind the Hebrew words and a concept or idea. Bezrat Hashem, we will pick up where we have left off, Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow. So if there is any question on halacha, please do not hesitate to contact us, either through the means that more convenient for you. We go to our main limud. In our main limud, I want to introduce our main limud with a passage taken from Kohelet. The page is in the group. The page of Kohelet, but it's much more the Midrash, or call it Midrash, or call it Rabbah. Call it Rabbah, and chapter 1, and then we go to that Mishnah, number 7. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Number 4, the one on top there, as you can see, or you may be able to see. Why Kohelet? Is because for those who have attended Rabbi Pinchas Limud this morning, would you see the connection? And without wasting much of time, let me read it to our hearing, and I will explain before we get to our main limud, which is the Parasha of the week, VaYeHi. It reads as follows: Davar acher kol hanichilim olichem el hayam kol chachmato ishel adam ena ela belev, או בלב, והים איננו מלא. והלב אינו מתמלא לעולם. תאמר לה שמשעה שאדם מוציא חוכמתו מליבו שוב אינה חוזרת עליו לעולם. תעמוד לומר, שם הם שווים ללכת. Let's see how translation renders. Another matter. All the rivers go to the sea. All the wisdom of a person is only in his heart. Yet the sea is not full. But the heart is never full. You may say that from the moment that a person removes wisdom from his heart, it will never return to him. The verse therefore states, they go there again, meaning they shall return. One friend of mine, not a friend, but one of my former students, fellow students, said to us the other time, let us learn, because the neshama does not forget. The soul does not forget. Even if we seem to forget a number of things in our daily Torah learning, although things may be difficult to grasp, although we may face challenges with the languages, particularly Hebrew and the Aramaic or Arami, although in the faces of all these challenges, keep on learning. Keep on learning the Torah, for you are not truly allowed to desist from it. You don't go into vacation. You don't retire. You learn Torah because that is that is your mission in this world. Should I just go on even if I do not understand? Yes. Your soul understands. Even what do they say? Consciously or subconsciously, you seem not to understand the idea or this lofty idea of the Torah. Yes, keep on studying the Torah. It says here, the Midrash Rabbah says, or call it Rabbah, which is a Midrash, even if all the wisdom of a person is only in his heart, yet the sea is not full, but the heart is never full. You may say that from the moment that a person removes, in other words, there is a possibility that you remove wisdom from yourself, from your heart. It says that wisdom, that chokhmah will come. It will never. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. It says, let me repeat that sentence again. You may say that from the moment that a person removes wisdom from his heart, it will never return to him. We have got the weaknesses of many to say that. But here, the Kohelet says, there they shall return, meaning to the heart. We have learned this morning that Chokhmah makes a Gilgul in this world, and they take a personification like of a human being, and that is in the Tanakh we have got only one person, and that is King Shlomo. He is a Gilgul of that higher world, the world or the Patzuf called Chokhmah. I can't elaborate more than what my Rosh Yeshiva has done it already. Let's go to our main limud. Having introduced us to this, again, the Sefer HaLikutim page on what we are going to deal with is in the group. VaYeHi Yaakov be'eretz Mitzrayim sheva eser shana. Yaakov lived in the land of Eretz, in the land, not a country, not a Medina. It says in Eretz Mitzrayim, in the land of Egypt. Mitzrayim also personifies a person. A thing called Mitzrayim also made a Gilgul as Egypt. So in other words, the fellow, be careful about your interaction with another fellow human being. I should be careful about every human being because you do not know what they represent. You can only know, and you will only be able to know if you study Torah. Why? Because the Torah tells as to who is who. Yaakov lived in Mitzrayim 17 years. Ariya Kadosh continues, not continues. There now Ariya Kadosh begins his teaching on that specific pasuk, that specific verse. Da ki gimer bechina yesh leYaakov. Know that there are three aspects to Yaakov. What are those aspects? VaYechad, or Echad, meaning the first one. Nikra Yaakov, Chaser Vav. The first aspect is that Yaakov is spelled without Vav. What is Vav? Remember the name Havaya? Vav. There's 6 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. The Habet, the second one. Yaakov Male Bevav. The second, Yaakov is written with Vav. Besod וזכרתי את ברית יעקב. והשלישי נקרא בשם ישראל. As I said, the second one is written with a Vav. It's in the verse. And I will remember my covenant with Yaakov. when you look at that pasuk, is written with vav. Yaakov is written with vav. The third one, והשלישי נקרא בשם Israel. The third one is indicated with Israel, meaning you do have got one person, but has got a three aspect. Remember, even in your life, you have got that three aspect in you. I have got that aspect. Let's continue, and we will explain. We give information first of all, and thereafter we will explain. La Romez, La Gimer, Bechinot, Shebo, Neren. I will explain all this code, all this abbreviation. All these three aspects allude to the three levels of the soul. What are these? Nefesh, Ruach, and then Neshama. You remember, it was just last week we have learned in the mood of my Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Pinchas, talks about three levels of three aspects of Adam Arishon. And all these three of them, these three levels, each level incarnated into the three forefathers. One father took one aspect, and the other, and so forth. The rest of the three. We know Abraham Avinu took the aspect of Nefesh. Yitzchak took the aspect of Ruach. And Yaakov took the aspect of Neshama. Now here we see that Yaakov, one person, has got three aspects within him. We continue. Nefesh hu sham Yaakov. Did I read that before? I think so. No. Nefesh hu sham Yaakov. Chaser vav. The nefesh is indicated by the name Yaakov without vav. All vav is removed. Ruach. Ruach hi bechina Yaakov male bevav. The Ruach is indicated by the name Yaakov written with a vav. Remember, now I believe that you have got now the senses to why Ben Shai on a halakha that we have just, on two halakhot that we have just learned, particularly, yes, that we have learned it this few minutes ago, speaking about Yom HaShishi, the sixth day. 6 is a cardinal here. And it went on to say, Neshamahu Bechina Israel. Then the Neshama is indicated by the name Israel. In other words, as you can see on my body here, Yaakov without a vav has got nefesh. Nefesh is here. Nefesh. Whereas Yaakov with a vav is at the level of ruach. And the word es, neshama of the same Yaakov. He is Israel. He has got the level of neshama. Neshama. And you can see these are also the three worlds. The three worlds, the world of Beria, the world of Atzirut, Yetzirah, and the world of Asiya. Having that in mind, let's continue with the last passage, and we call it off for the day. Vekvar yad'at ki shelostem hashivim hem ke'echad. As you already know, Ariakadosu said, as you already know, these three are considered as one collective entity. What does it mean God is one? We have got no ability to understand what it means one. What does it mean Am Israel is one entity? Yet we find tribes. Within tribes we find families. Within families we find individuals. Even individual human being is a composite of many forces. What does it really mean one? The oneness that a human can relate to is not the oneness that could be applied to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Torah, when it addresses Am Israel, the nation of Israel, addresses as one body. But when the HaKadosh Baruch Hu is addressing the nations of the world, the Torah changes the language. Umot olam. Umot olam. The nations of the world. Ben Ishchai says, Am Israel came from the world of oneness. Whether that oneness is from human perspective or from HaKadosh perspective, we go according to the Torah. And the other, Ben Ishchai is exactly teaching from the Torah perspective. It is also said that in the world of religion and the world of theology, we do have people who are too ignorant. Maybe they are not ignorant truly. Maybe they are doing it deliberately because they wanted to preserve the powerful influences within their nations. That's why it's so hard for them to come down and ask the one of the nation of Israel to help them understand the theme of Torah. One of, or some of them from the country of my birth, do ask me, do make comments, and many of these comments are not founded. You could not find it in the lessons of Torah. They would ask me, and they would make unwarranted ignorant statement when it comes to Torah. Dear friends, not only you in the country of my birth, but wherever. The nations are part of the creation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The difference is in our missions, our responsibility in this level of existence. Our sages said, drawing closer to God is when you draw closer to Torah sages. Let me add one more passage and we call it off. וכאן האבות שלישתם הם אחד, או א', בסוד, מם שין חזר. I will explain what all this means. שיעקב נקרא אברהם. יעקב נקרא Abraham. Similarly, the forefathers are one, meaning that they are not divided, although we read them as separate individuals. It's indicated by our sage's statement that Yaakov was called Abraham. Yaakov was called Abraham. Yes, this is what is Akadosh. I mean, the Ari Akadosh is saying. There is a passage of Midrash Rabbah that I have sent in the group. Because of our time, please read it. It's exactly Bereshit Rabbah 68, 63, and the Mishnah Gimel 3. Read it for your good, as it says, Lech Lecha. Last. וכאן תמצא כי נפש בגמטריה אברהם Yaakov. You will also find, or you will see that the new miracle of Nefesh, the word Nefesh, that is at the level of Yaakov without a Vav, is the same that of two names, Abraham and the Yaakov together. How so? The numerical value of the name Abraham is 248. And the Yaakov, without a Vav, is equal to 182, which is 430. Remember, Abraham incarnate or is one incarnation of Adam Arishon. Adam Arishon, and he acquired a level of nefesh. What is that level signifies? Because it's related to the Avodah Zarah of Adam Arishon. Now you can see Yaakov without a Vav, it's at the very lower base of the soul, at the lower level of nefesh. Based on Hashem, we will continue with this theme in the course of the week, because the word nefesh It's coming from far. It's not the way we see it. In English, there is this thing called soul, soul, soul. It's unfortunate that people are too far from God. What do I mean? Just as I have said in a few minutes ago, or a minute ago, that when the Chazal are saying draw closer to God, they said come closer to the Torah sages, meaning the Chachamim of the Torah. Because what does it mean coming to, drawing it closer to God? Is it when you read Matthew? Is it when you read Paul? I saw a number of people when we talk about the Tanakh, they would ask me, many of you would ask me, yeah, but it's written in what? I'm not a Christian. I'm a Jew. One of the children of Israel, Bnei Israel. So that in passing. What does it really mean? All these three levels. As I have indicated, and I'm because of time, I'm going back to. I have to enter my remote. We will continue with this theme. Dear friend, it looks that the life of a human being, whether you are a Jew, maybe I shouldn't really use the word Jew. And I've got many reasons as to why. Because a Jew is not genetic. A Jew is a state, spiritual state. If you are not learning Torah, Ben Shai does not say that you are a Jew. You are considered as one of the Umot Olam. But if you are studying Torah, it's only when you are considered as a Jew. Bnei Israel, not a Jew. Bnei Israel. And it's when you are considered as Hever, because you are connected into Torah. But if you are not connected into the Torah, it's unfortunate that you and I cannot call each other brothers. Neither you can call me your brother, I would call you sister. You are connected. We don't have anything in common. But does not mean that I shouldn't respect you. I respect you at your level as a human being. But that appellation as a Jew or Bnei Israel outside of Torah is unfortunate. It looks then that the purpose of this thing called life, people call it life. Our sages called a corridor. It looks that this corridor, what is the purpose of a corridor if I don't walk in or walk through? This corridor that I have to go through it to a different reality, a different dimension, I need to transcend levels in order to acquire certain level. And what is that level? The level of Bina and even beyond. Why am I using Bina? It's because the Torah that you and I are commanded to observe, to study, is from the world of Bina, because that is the world of creation. Somebody did said to me the other day from the country of my birth, and they said the creation. My dear friend, I know that you sometime listened to my fellow Rabbanim here from Yerushalayim. When we talk about the creation, we are not referring to what you see. Everything that you see is just simply a shadow of something that emanated from the world of Bariah. The world of Bariah. That is what is called the world of creation. Everything that you see is just a projection. It's a shadow, nothing else. So be careful about falling in love with it, because it's just a shadow that passes on. It will fade one day. But it does not mean it's the fading of the principle. The principle does not fade. It only ceases to project itself. Your midot, do not think that, or it should not enter your mind that there is nothing influences, or there's nothing that is being created, or there's nothing that your midot. What is midot? Our character trait. Do not think that they do not create something. They do. Whether it's the way of scratching, and even if I'm scratching my beard, it means something and it creates something. Oh, well, with it, sometimes it feels so good. Yes, but it means something and it creates something. So everything that you do, everything that you don't do, and everything that you say or you think, it proves only three things. That you are either at the level of Yaakov without a Vav, and remember, the way the letter Vav is masculine, is a conduit, is a highlight. Once, the more you fix your midot, our character trait, the more you transcend to a different level, whereby you acquire the level of, whereby the Vav is added to your name. I have learned from my Rosh Yeshiva, who said, at the current moment, Yaakov is spelled without a Vav. Why? What happened? Where did the Vav disappear? The Vav currently is being held by his brother Esau. But there will be a time, and it's about to reach that time, that Esau, the brother of Yaakov, is about to surrender. That's my word. I do not have any better word than explain. I mean, better than that. He's about to surrender the Vav back to his brother Yaakov. For now, we are struggling. In other words, if we do not do our effort to fix our midot, we are giving energy, we are supporting, we are giving the life to Esau. What do I mean when we say we're giving life and life force to Esau? All these are incarnations in a form of human being. They are incarnation of the higher principles, forces, systems. I end here for today. B'ezras Hashem, we will continue with the same theme tomorrow. If there is any question, please feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for affording me this platform to share with you. Hope seeing you tomorrow. B'ezras Hashem. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen ve amen.